Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire.
It is Friday night in the Big Sky, and we're going to start off tonight with this picture from Cindy Glavin. This is the Crazy Mountains, and you'll notice you can see the Crazy Mountains. There's not a lot of smoke over there by Big Timber, and that's good news. Of course, it's a little thinner the farther west you go. It's here in Billings in eastern Montana, though we still got a lot of smoke. It's hard to see anything right now. But nice looking picture there, Cindy. Thanks for sending that in. Meanwhile, here's the way it looks in Powell, Wyoming. Lynn Richardson got this picture of today's sunrise as the sun was rising through the layer of smoke. You can tell there's a layer of smoke there because you can see the entire outline of the sun, and it doesn't hurt your eyeballs to look at it. Let's show you what's happening out here right now in Billings. Right now, actually, the smoke seems like it's cleared a little bit. It's not as bad as it was earlier this afternoon, but we're still at 75 degrees. We still have a southwest wind at about 9 miles per hour. Humidity's up a little bit to about 23%. Now, our reported high for the day actually got up to 87 degrees. Your normal high is 81, the record 103, set back in 1983. Record low was 41 back in 1942. And precipitation, nothing new to add to the total. So as we start off a new month on the 1st of September, we are behind normal. But for the year, we're still ahead of normal at 1142. Right now, our current temps are mostly into the 60s and some 70s out in the west. Across the High Line, still into the 60s here. 71 at Miles City, Billings 75. Look at how cool it is at Sheridan right now. They're at 56 degrees. That must feel very nice. 64 over at Cody, Worland 64 right now. Look at our reported highs for the day. A lot of places got into the 80s. In fact, most places in Montana got into the 80s. It was a little cooler at Cody, Wyoming today. Their high temp reported at 79 degrees. And as we move on, let me show you this story tonight. Doppler radar and satellite imagery shows not much. We got some false echoes around Glasgow, around the Billings area. This is just some false echoes. Probably it could be bugs, or it could just be even a layer of smoke, or sometimes a temperature inversion will cause these little false echoes. But for the most part, we are dry from one side of the state to the other. Just a few wispy high clouds. That's about it. New ridge of high pressure building into our region. That's what's going to happen on Saturday and Sunday. As that ridge moves into our region, it will continue to kind of warm things up for us. But at the same time, as we go to the surface, we have one little batch of cold air up here in southern Canada. That's going to slide into Montana a little bit tomorrow, but look what it does. Instead of coming straight down into the Billings area at 6 a.m. Saturday, it kind of slides off towards the Dakota, so we miss out on that one. High pressure here pushes more warm air into the state, but don't worry. By the time Sunday gets here, look at this, Sunday morning, here comes another little batch of cold air. It too continues to drop a little bit farther into the state, but we think by Sunday night into Monday, the whole thing will push on down and cool us off a little bit and bring us some cooler temperatures. But because of that, it's going to create some strong gusty winds. That means we'll have all sorts of fire issues across much of Montana on Sunday night into Monday. Temps tonight, though, will be cooling down to the 40s and 50s out west. Back here in the east, also generally into the 50s. For the most part, clearing skies. For tomorrow, back into the 90s again. Yeah, it's going to be a hot weekend. 94 in Billings, 98 at Hardin, 94 Miles City. Far west again, also into the 90s out there. And as you can see here tonight, this is what we'll see at midnight tonight. It'll be 70 degrees, smoke-filled sky. In the morning, 63 with clear skies with smoky conditions, 92 by 6 a.m. Then by the time Saturday gets here, here comes the heat wave. Look, 94 degrees on Saturday. It'll be 97 on Sunday. Sunday night, here comes that cold front moving through. It's going to create some gusty winds with it. It's going to increase our fire danger. That's why we have a fire weather watch. And so Monday, Labor Day, it'll be 75 degrees and a little bit cooler, and it'll feel pretty nice because look at this. We keep that 75 on Monday, 77 on Tuesday, back to the 80s on Wednesday, Thursday, and again on Friday. But one thing in common, ain't rain? Nope, it's all dry all the way through. Just a little on the breezy side and just a little bit cooler next week. That's weather. Let's go back to Janelle.